So the whole of Faded just uses a really simple chord progression. We're going to capo fret number 6. I'm playing this on electric. You can play it on acoustic. It's really up to you. Our chords are A minor, F, C, and G. For the F, you could use bar chord, easy F, or thumb style. Doesn't really matter, as long as what you play is F. So A minor, F, C, G. And again for G, you can use different variations as well. As long as what you're playing is actually G, that's all good. What I like to do in this song for the verse and the intro and all those quiet parts of music is just play one strum per chord. Now remember, each chord will go for 1 bar, so that's 4 beats. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and repeat. In the chorus, I like to add some strumming to make it more interesting. For the strumming, it's down, down, up, up, down, down. That strumming takes up 1 bar, and so we play that once for each chord, and that's our strumming pattern. If we have a closer look at what that strumming is, it's down, down, up, up, down, down. So it's 2 downs, 2 ups, 2 downs, but the spacing and the timing is really important to get the right sound. So if you look carefully at what's happening there, you might notice that the second up has a down straight after, like this. Whereas most of the other strums are quite spaced evenly. See, those two are close together. Follow that with another down, and that's the whole pattern. Now you can go ahead and count the beats for the strumming. Personally, I think that'll just make it harder for most people. Listening and copying the rhythm, that will be the easiest way to learn this strumming pattern. One thing I've noticed is that students often want to play the first 2 down strums really quickly. But they should be spaced apart, so it's an idea to strum the first one, and then in your head, just count and before the next down. And. So, and. Then up, up, down, followed by the last down. So if I say that while playing it, and. Then, next chord, repeat. And we simply play that strumming once for every chord, and that's our pattern. This is a pretty standard pattern that I apply just to the chorus for this song, but you can apply it to the whole song if you really want to as well. And likewise, you can just use single strums for the whole song if you're having trouble learning the chord progression. It's worth noting that in the original version of this song, there's just a slight pause before each chorus starts. For this arrangement, I'm not going to worry about that. That might just overcomplicate things. So we're not going to have any pauses. If you do play along with the actual original song though, you'll notice those. Now the only other part to the song is the picking. And the picking can be played with the capo on 6, starting on the B string at 1st fret. Now remember, the numbers I'm saying here are relative to the capo. Okay, so if we capo 6, 1st fret is here, 1 in front of the capo. So on the B string we have that 1st fret, we play it only 3 times. Then we go to the open high E. You might notice here that we're doing 3 of one note, 1 of a different note. That is a characteristic and a pattern that we're going to keep through a lot of this melody. We then on the high E go to 5. Play it 3 times and then follow that with 3rd on the high E. So section 1 becomes this. And section 2 becomes this. You'll notice here I'm using my ring finger for the 5, index finger for the 3. I would say that's worth putting the effort to learn. In fact, a good trick I have to help find that 5th fret more easily is this. From the capo, don't count to 5. Don't find 5. It's too hard. Okay, when you capo up high, it's too hard to find fret numbers like 5 and above. Instead, just find 3rd fret, but find it with your index finger. Then I can plus 2 with my ring finger. So I actually just find 3. That's quick, right? It's easy to have a glance at that capo and see that 3rd fret is right here. I don't even have to count 1, 2, 3. I can just look at it and see it. Then I plus 2. And again, the idea of plussing 2 from one finger to the next, I don't have to count 1, 2. I just add that finger 2 frets in front. That's all I need to do. So I sight the 3rd, and from the 3rd, I sight the 5th. And you can keep both of these fingers on the whole time while we play. But then we change to 3rd, so that front finger has to come off. So this second section can become 3rd, add the 5, take it off, and that gives us our 3rd fret. If I combine the first 2 sections, this is what we should end up with. Did you notice that when I went to this second section, I didn't find 5 and then find 3, I just went straight to this shape, okay? 3 and a 5, started the picking and the 5 comes off. That will make it a lot easier, plus it works my fingers, that's what we want. The next section actually breaks all of the rules, and instead of having 4 of one note and then 1 of a different, we just play the open high E all 4 times. In fact, whenever you have a riff that follows a pattern, often it's the 3rd one that breaks the pattern. So this 3rd section should just be open E 4 times. And then the final section is the B string, again open, only 3 times. Then we go to 2 on the G for the final note. So it becomes... One big tip I have here, use the middle finger for that 2. Why? Because then my index is here to restart back at the 1. So if I play this 2 times in a row, we end up with... Now this riff in the song is only really played at the start and the end, but you can actually play it throughout the whole song because it follows the chord progression, and the chord progression doesn't change. In the choruses though, there is a very similar riff. It's not the same, it's more complicated, but if you feel like it, you can play this riff throughout the choruses. So a good way to play this song, what I like is I play the picking in the intro, single strum chords for the verse, strumming pattern for the chorus, or a good alternative is to play the picking for all of the verses and the intro and the outro, and only do the chords with strumming for the chorus. Either way works fine. It's really just a matter of what you want to play it as. The outro of this song is simply the main riff again. However, when we get to the final repetition, we get to this 3rd part, and finish on the open B. So we end at the start of the 4th section of the picking. So the very final time should turn into this. They also slow down the tempo towards the end in the original recording. That's called retardando. However, in the version that I'll play, I'll keep it really simple and I won't slow it down. I'll just stick to the same tempo for the entire piece.